Namaste. Hello. So, friends, today we are back with our remedy learning series, and I hope you have watched the lecture on organum and you have seen the keynotes, the understanding of rubrics, cases, themes, Yakir chart understanding. And today we'll be learning about fluoric acid in terms to all the points. So, fluoric acid, it is one of the lightest member of the halogen group. It usually doesn't occur freely in nature and very reactive, and it occurs usually as fluorospar, fluorapatite and cryolite. Very intense capacity to destroy silicates, and they are specifically in the past fluorides they were given to reduce the thyroid action, and there is being seen in some studies, research studies, relation of thyroid, relation of fluorides and ADHD. Also ADHD, like people with ADHD, 60 to 70% of cases they were seen to have thyroid problems. And you can see there is a relation of fluoride with thyroid gland. And fluoridation of water which happens, it is considered, some people considered it as a good thing, some considered it as a bad thing, but some studies have shown that this thing, drinking of water with a higher fluoride, it is responsible for development of thyroid pathology. Fluoride is also stored in thyroid gland, and it is seen that more the intake of iodine, radioactive iodine, it is all in control of fluorine. Less the iodine deficiency, more the fluoride in the body. Less the fluoride in the body, more the iodine in the body. So it's vice versa with fluorine and iodine. So this medicine will act specially on tissues. It is also found in tissues in the human body. Fluorine is found in tissues, on veins, bones, the mastoid bone especially, and the right side is prominently marked to have affinity for fluoric acid. It is considered that fluoric acid is one of the most hottest remedies of Materia Medica. But if you see, there is an extremes, they cannot tolerate the extremes. Be it intense cold weather or be it intense hot weather, they cannot tolerate. But it is seen that it is one of the very warm-blooded people will need this medicine. Now let's see what Allen Encyclopedia writes. Increased ability to exercise his muscles without fatigue, regardless of the most excessive heat or excessive cold. So this person has lot of energy. He can exert, he can exercise with no, regardless of any temperature changes, regardless of any weather changes, or regardless of any kind of weather. And this person, fluoric acid, this medicine, you see that it doesn't want the near and dearest relations. It doesn't want the child, the wife, or you can see husband or parents, the job people, your employees. It doesn't want the nearest of relations. As though he must get rid of these relations. The servants, the children, they must go out of house. Betrothal, that is marriage, must be broken off. It should be dissolved. And there is aversion to business. Herring writes, feeling of indifference towards those he loves the best, becomes interested and converses pleasantly with strangers. So new people, strangers, he will interact so well. He will be interested in those people, but his own family people, own members, the loved ones, he doesn't want them. The, the spouse, the wife, he wants the marriage to be broken. He wants the relationship to be broken. Another thing very important, that complaints of old age, also premature old age, in consequence of syphilitic mercurial dyscrasia. You can see people with baldness. You can see people looking old, young people who looking old, weak constitution, sallow skin, emaciation, cachetic look, and syphilis, excessive hilarity, and great buoyancy of mind. What is buoyancy? Buoyancy is superficial, floating. So these people have all superficial relationships, floating relationships, not deep relationships. But when we see the pathology, the pathology is deep. Great disposition to anxious ideas. Frequently that perspires. Now Clarke writes, uncommon buoyancy of mind. Same thing again. Fears nothing. This person is very, very bold, courageous, doesn't fear. You can see in the dreams also, they have dreams earthquakes, but they don't fear. Even if they don't fear anything. And on one side, we can see dreams earthquakes as destruction, the destructive ability. There is a rubric: women old prematurely, unmarried women. So young people looking old. This is one of the keynote of this remedy. Fatak writes, destructiveness is the keynote. Necessity to be always on the move. You need to be in motion. You need to be on move. Inability to realize responsibility. This person will always keep changing relationships also. If he has many cars, there is a necessity to be always changing the cars also. So always on the move, be it relationships, be it physically, be it mentally, be it emotionally, you will always see him on the move. So inability to realize responsibility, that I am married, I have children. He doesn't care at all. What he cares is all his desires, his sexual pleasures, his sexual passions. He would want to just be like a Casanova, just be on the street and just keep watching women. That is what kind of this person is. Gnawing hunger, always eating, which temporarily relieves. Kent writes that this is specially indicated in men, women with great sadness, great melancholy, and who have destroyed the nervous system of vicious practices like going for sex, going for prostitutes by secret vice. Particularly suited for human economy where men have continuously changed their mistress, that is the wife. He has changed the partners. There is a state of man which is never satisfied with one woman, but continually changes and goes from bad to worse until he is a debauchee. If a young man cannot keep away from women, he is not so bad off if he will only keep to one, but he goes from one to many until he stands upon street in his lust. You cannot see fluoric acid satisfied with one thing. He always needs to be on the move. Needs to be on the move physically, needs to be on the move with girlfriends, wives, partners, needs to be on the move with his assets, needs to be on the move with his you can say cars, possessions. He will keep changing. He cannot just have one. And there is lot of show in fluoric acid. Show that I'm having so much girlfriends, so with I'm having so much of money, I'm having so much of cars. He will like to show. Indifference to those loved best, inability to realize responsibility. Again, the same thing written by Boric. So this symptom is very, very important in fluoric acid. Wants fancy dishes. See, while eating also, he wants something new, something different every other time. And we can see somewhat this kind of thing in Piper AC also. Na? You just want something or the other new thing to taste. You something or new or the other things for fun. You don't want a boredom. You want fun. You want excitement in Piper AC. In labiaty, we see in organum, like in the previous lecture we saw, there is a need for relationships. But here in fluoric acid, he doesn't want relationships. He doesn't want to be with his loved ones. Thank you, and do watch the lecture and do subscribe our channel. Okay? Thank you.